Yeah.
Do you want to do a test sound?
Yeah.
Which one will he pick?
There's 4.
That's actually quite quiet.
I did quieten it. I thought, yeah.
It's not blowing up,
about fine,
so it's
yeah.
fine. Pig fact!
Did you see the pig fact?
I did, yeah.
Did you like it?
Just like an ice cream parlour.
It's like I think it's an
Whatever
ATM.
the fuck it was. Oh, what was it?
Yeah, well, yeah, because we haven't had face-to-face and screens and graphics and stuff since I switched over to...
It's been a while since you went to Premiere.
Yeah, to Premiere Pro, which means all of our templates I've had to redo. So yeah, pig fact last week was like a big giant pig ATM. And yeah, it was all, they're still like, that was the first draft, I think, and still like improved. I had to do the stingers as well.
Oh yeah.
Spotify looks suspiciously like the RSS feed icon.
Oh, which
So
is
I was
helpful.
like, I was just like, this is Spotify, right? It's like, no, it's RSS. Okay.
They'll think it's Spotify.
Yeah, it's red. Spotify's red. Yeah. But yeah, a bit more learning the videography bow, I guess. Turns out anyone can do it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody.
It's a bit warm, isn't it?
It's fucking boiling.
Should still go out the back. Still tempted. We were going to do it in a paddling pool at one point. Or your hot tub.
We were going to try it in the hot tub.
tub.
I've cleaned it up. There's a seal that needs fixing on it though, so it just keeps emptying. Yeah.
Yeah. What? There's a hole in it.
It's no. There was.
There's no hole.
There's patched.
Okay.
There's a seal around the inlets, but it's on the inside of the pump, so I have to open it up and then change the seal and close it. It's a whole thing.
It's not a hole though.
No.
No, the water's coming out of it
I ripped a
through solid.
through where a pipe pushes into
Yeah.
the main thing, the seal around that.
So it's probably like a hole in the seal or something.
Yeah. I thought you meant a hole.
Yeah,
in the,
fine.
I thought you meant a hole in the pool.
Oh yeah.
There was a hole in the pool. I tore a hole in the pool with a bucket.
We each have our hobbies.
That's a skill.
Yeah, it's
that counts.
Mythbusters.
Count it.
Mythbusters. Can you make a hole in a paddling bin, a hot tub inflatable ring pool?
Can you make a hole out of this bigger hole?
Out of this container of hole. Intro.
Oh.
Introduction.
Okay.
I haven't done anything, but I've just...
So let's cold open.
I just remembered because I think we've started now.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. We never really know when we started because it's usually very...
How's your week been?
Yeah. So like we decided to start trying out an intro to try and do bits and bobs. So I've got some... These are just notes for me. We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us and you didn't know we had faces, you can see us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, all that crap. I hate doing it. Steve hates doing it. But it's what you have to supposed to do.
So just do it.
Yeah.
Join in.
Please. What was the other thing I read? Because we're terrible at promotion as 200 episodes and like we just do this. This is what we enjoy doing. But like one of the things is you're supposed to type a really long description in your descriptions for your shows on YouTube and SoundCloud and stuff.
It covers everything that you talk about.
Yeah, so that you get a note. Oh, we talked about Celine Dion.
Yeah.
So anyone looking for Celine Dion comes across us.
Some
It's
people
gonna have a
do
bad
whole
time.
transcriptions. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not typing up every fucking thing that we say.
Well, there's definitely people who do that, but I think the easier thing is you just do like YouTube captions.
Yeah.
They automatically generate it, and you can just copy it. But always wrong.
I don't trust that they'd accurately translate the things that we say.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, and it would just give the wrong impression.
What does it say when you go? Oh.
There's a hole in the bucket of holes. YouTube's just like, okay, Google, we're on it.
Yeah.
Here's your script. But people do it for search engine optimization and for the deaf, and like,
Oh right. Instead of wasabi.
yeah, instead of wasabi fire alarms, yeah, they just they do those scripts, which kind of makes sense. But it's just, I don't know what it is. I put it down to our own hatred, because I think you present less than I do.
Yeah.
But I think you are also filled with hate. It's just comes out of a different vent than mine does, I think.
Yeah.
Mine comes out of a very large vent, so it's very, oh!
Yeah.
And yours is like, ugh.
The thing is, like...
we have a mutual hatred of...
I think there's some crossover, but I also think there's, like, it surprises me that we don't always hate the same things.
Yeah,
like
shark flies.
The things we hate are kind of vastly different from each other.
Yawning. Yeah. No, but we do have the same.
Oh, mate, that was awful.
What was that?
I was when I was like watching that, it was just creating just a vortex of yawns.
Inception of Steve.
Yeah, like watching me yawn and then me watching me yawn and then me yawning in the living room watching me yawn. Like it's just
yawn starts ascending. Ascending to another plane.
Yeah, like there was no air left in the house by the time I finished watching that. Living in a vacuum.
The only thing is, the funny thing, I only did it for like 5 episodes. There was like 14 episodes after that I was, as 200 was coming, I was like, I'll go back and go through them all.
Been half the show.
Yeah, and I did. I went through to some of them and like tried to find efficient ways of doing it, and then it was just like, I've got too much already, and I left out a bunch. I had 6 minutes worth. It was ridiculous. But so I think we both have hatred. Yeah, it's just and I think a lot of it is on the same things. But we don't, if you, I don't know, you remember disagreements more than you remember agreements. Because agreements are much more shorter. Aren't these bastards? Yes. All right. Aren't these bastards? No. Well, let's talk about it. So, both Steve and I do hate doing the promotional stuff, but we are on YouTube, etc. But I can't even get myself to write a description. Yeah. So I'm just like, look, at the moment it's like a very short paragraph. This week we talk about A, B, and C. That's it. Just because it's like, just summarize it up in a short thing. Yeah. We're not looking to get new. We're doing it as if we're not looking to get new people.
I think I just don't like. I don't like doing things for the machine.
Yeah.
Like I'll write a good description if I'm like, oh yeah, someone's going to read this and they'll get something from it. Like they'll enjoy it. But it's not. It's for Google.
Well, it's just, I think people who we don't want some people to listen to this. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that we just go like, you wouldn't. It's not for you, or it's like it's it's for everybody, but it's just I don't think you'll enjoy it. And anybody who's like, well, I'm not going to read that. The description is too short. Go away. What? I mean, there was or the length. It's an hour and a half. I don't know. I'm not going to listen for an hour and a half of that. Okay, go away then. It's not. It's I think we have an idea of what it is. We like what it is, so we're just maintaining it and keep doing it. But then there's this whole thing of trying to do new things, and I'm starting to do new things. I've started trying to take on the role of an official producer. Yeah. Of like, I can't remember whether I edged it out because it was a bit boring. So why not go over it again? About having a whole process to editing the show, which includes making more notes and figuring out stuff to do with stuff. Yeah, because before we were like, we're doing 2 highlights a week and an episode, and I can do that. But then it's like, there's all these other things. Like, there's a whole Forrest Gump 1-minute segment that I found really funny. And be like, you get these promotional things like lots of YouTubers go, let me know what you think down in the comments because I'm definitely going to read them and I'm not using them for the machine. Yeah, it's like I'd like to be like, what was your favorite moment in Forrest Gump? And then it's your mama sure does care about you. I'll learn it more. It's like, let's put that out there into the world. Like, let's be the let's not do it the fake way. Let's do it in our way. Yeah. And our way isn't supposed to work. And we don't think it will, but it's funny that we're doing it. Yeah. Put it out. Like sponsors. If you want to get sponsors, you need to do X, Y, and Z. No, I could just hit Steve in the face with a duck. Let's keep doing it. It'll be fine.
Well, now that we're nearly 10 minutes in, and it's like, just to take your official producer role a bit more seriously, you might want to take the cover off your microphone.
Oh. 201 in it. First 10 minutes.
Charlie you can still hear it. It's just the aesthetic.
It definitely sounds better now.
He's talking into a sock. He's talking to a sock.
Something's gone wrong.
He's plugged in.
He's having a bad day. Just give Nick a special non-plugged in, non-working mic. Just keep on doing the podcast. Isn't that a healthy observation? You know? So we're on YouTube. We're still on the intro. We've got the Amazon banner. We'll go into how to use it later, but if you know what it is, check it out. And something I didn't realize until I was looking for a new sponsor this week. Do you know what happens if you Google Steve Milligan?
No, I my website comes up somewhere on there, but apart from that, I'm not sure.
I didn't look. So the first result is Steve Milligan, who was a British politician some time ago.
Yeah.
And then below that, it says people also search for, when they search for Steve Milligan, who died with an orange in his mouth. So if you're at Google now and you type in who died with an orange in his mouth, Steve Milligan pops up. First result. And it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I'll go into the Wikipedia article briefly. Milligan's corpse was found naked except for a pair of stockings and suspenders with an electrical flex tied around his neck, a black bin liner over his head, and an orange in his mouth. The coroner concluded that he had died. The pathologist reported into Milligan's death, discounted the possibility of murder. No, he wasn't murdered.
No.
Lending weight to the belief that he died accidentally as a result of autoerotic asphyxiation.
Ah.
Yeah. Now, I had heard... Well, this isn't a big... I've always believed it was a lemon that was meant to be in your mouth. And this is only because... It was from 6 Feet Under, you know, when it started becoming more popular, I'm assuming around the time Steve Milligan died, which is probably around, I think it was the early 90s, mid 90s.
Okay.
But yeah, so in 6 Feet Under, they say that the reason you have a lemon in your mouth is because the aim of autoerotic asphyxiation is to nearly die from lack of oxygen. And that heightens all the senses. And if you think you're going to die, you bite down on the lemon and the bitterness or the lemon brings you back to like
you have an orange like,
yeah, exactly. It's just going to give you a more enjoyable death, right? Just not sure. So yeah, I thought it was a lemon. This guy used an orange. So yeah, I decided to try and get a sponsor from the Orange Company.
Oh God.
To see if I can do it. Now we're trying to streamline the whole ad sponsor process, so we're going through online. So I'm going to send this to you now.
Oh God!
Now, some things to note. I've added some new syntax. If there's a warning, it's the classic warning. You shouldn't be, well, you know,
right?
Internet piracy, whatever it is. It's that warning. And small print is the small print at the end of an ad. Like
okay.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So if you wouldn't mind, when you get that into the camera, have you got it?
Yep, got it.
Cool. 3, 2.
Oh, it wasn't open. Oh God, that's long.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like the taste of a juicy orange before hanging? I, Steve Milligan, have been found dead countless times with an orange in my mouth, and I can't be the only one. We grow our oranges in woe and finality to maximise the citrus burst experience we all know and love with just a sprinkle of Steve Milligan brand chili for that extra existential dread kick. Please don't throw chili at me. We don't only cater for Steve Milligan, so if you want to spread the joy of Steve Milligan oranges, why not recommend us to the family and friends you most want to discover hanging wearing a bin bag? Warning, do not Steve Milligan. Steve Milligans may Steve Milligan when not in the presence of other Steve Milligans.
Warning. Do not Steve Milligan.
Is that warning? Don't hang yourself in a wardrobe.
No, just don't Steve Milligan.
Just don't do it. Don't do it. I tried. I've been trying for 30 years.
Yeah. I think this the idea of adverts I just find very funny, especially when they're ours. Who doesn't like the taste of a juicy orange before a hanging? This is nice. Yeah.
So it's quite kind of like olden times, I suppose. Like luxurious and sweet snacks and stuff was always fruit and stuff. Like people used to get an apple and be like, "Oh wow, got an apple." No one cares anymore. But then, so if you were to take a snack to a public hanging, Probably would be an orange.
Your own public hanging as well. So
Yeah,
fuck it.
yeah.
I like the bin bag over his head as well.
Did he do that?
I'm assuming so. I don't know how you can be naked apart from stockings and suspenders, because I always thought, maybe my understanding is wrong, but stockings is like tights.
Yeah.
And then suspenders connect the tights to something else to keep them up, right?
Yes.
So maybe they're attached to his skin, I guess.
Stockings and suspenders. Wait.
If he's naked apart from stockings and suspenders.
The suspenders are the things that hold the stockings on, aren't they?
Maybe like a garter.
Yeah, it's like a strap with other straps off it that you clip onto the stockings to stop them.
I thought they were like braces, so they would like. I thought the stockings were like the braces where they would like connect to that and then to your underwear.
Oh right.
Do you know what I mean? But maybe that's called something else.
So I think it's a whole separate thing.
You would know.
Yeah,
you're Steve Milligans.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you Google, I just found that funny. If you Google who died with an orange in his mouth, Steve Milligans.
Brilliant.
So yeah, how's your week? That's the end of the intro. We've done an intro for the first proper time.
Yeah.
How's your week been, Steve?
Fine. Pretty uneventful, to be fair.
Uneventful, eh?
Yeah.
Just warm. No ankle high socks today.
No. I decided to go
healthy.
Nick.
Gone all Nick.
And you're wearing shoes now.
I'm wearing one shoe full on. I'm going to go back into my comfort zone of no shoes.
I don't. Right. I get the shoes on, shoes off. Like I'll make peace with that.
Like a weird karate kid.
Yeah, but like it's the constant discomfort of treading on the back of your shoe that I don't get.
Well, like I have like cushioning
not
on
putting
a lot
them
of my
on
shoes.
properly.
Oh, well, these are special barefoot shoes. Is what they're called. They're designed to be barefoot. Yeah. That's why you shouldn't wear socks in these shoes.
Okay.
So what you were saying last week about you sweat into your shoes and then the sweat stays, that applies for a lot of like heavily cottoned, supported, whatever, because there's lots of material in there for the water to get soaked in.
Yeah.
These just come out and there's loads of holes in them and stuff.
Right.
But yes, and so there's no support in the heel.
Right.
Or any comfort in the heel. It's just a very thin bit of rubber.
So you fold the back over and tread on that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Well, it's just one extra step that I skip of flicking it in.
Right.
So I've got weird. Oh, there's no real excuse. It's just
I
laziness.
don't want it. I have to bend all the way down there and then come all the way back.
Yeah. So, it's just they're on. They're fine.
Yeah.
It's basically flip flop esque.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about flip flops. I have had a weird week. Very frustrating, very annoying, very maturing week. I've been trying to process it because it was in and out of A&E a few times.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't record last week because I was in agonising pain.
It's Sunday now. We were meant to record on Thursday, but you sent me a message saying you were ill.
Yeah. So like, I won't go through the whole thing because it's not very funny. It's just my experience. But basically, I started experiencing. I mentioned on the podcast a couple of weeks ago that I started having random kidney pain.
Yes.
Right. That came and went whenever that was recorded, and that was like very brief. And then last Sunday or something like that. Yeah, last Sunday I started getting it. This time last week I started having it again, and it was this constant abdominal pain. And I was like, "Oh, that's a bugger. That's a bastard, isn't it?" But so I just left it and was like, "Well, I'll go sort out a doctor or something on Tuesday or something." And it got worse, and then I got loads of other symptoms. I got like nausea. I got extreme thirst. Now I drink a lot anyway.
Yeah.
But this was like, I've never really been parched before.
No.
Because I drink so much anyway. I enjoy drinking. So it's not like, oh God, I'm gasping for a drink. I just be like, I want to have a drink. But now I'm like, God, I'm having it now. I'm just gasping for a drink. And if you drink a pint of water and I'd still be parched. So something weird was going on. So
it's your second appendix.
Yeah. Well, and one of the weird things I had was confusion. It was a weird symptom to have, especially when you're Nick.
Well, that's a dehydration thing, isn't it?
Could be. But it was. It could also be
not that you're dehydrated, but I thought that was like a
could be. But it was like a. Could also be signs of a diabetic thing. I also thought it was a hernia because it was that kind of area. That kind of when I pushed in, it wasn't painful. I was like, it's probably a hernia.
Right.
But so I called 111 just to be safe because I hate saying this, but I want to live. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you don't want to die. You just don't want other people about.
and the reason I say that is because I've been told, because I'm diabetic and and because of stuff, that abdominal pain is like a bad thing. It's something's going wrong in your abdomen. And as a diabetic, you're meant to kind of flag like, hey, I'm more at risk of death.
Right.
But it's a horrible thing because I'm just like, it gives the impression of being needy. If you're in a group, you don't want to be the one that's bringing people back. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, right, I feel obligated to check this out. I'll put my hand up and what should I do? They said, go to urgent care and get checked out. They did some tests, were like, something's weird, go to A&E. Was in A&E for 12 hours and the whole process, it was the worst customer service experience I've ever had in my life. And that's a weird way to phrase it, but the NHS is a weird machine. It's really good that we have it, but it's a very strange system because there's not really much communication between everybody. So like,
it's assumed that there is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, take something like I'm allergic to penicillin.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happens when I take this, but when I was like 3, I got diagnosed with it. So it could kill me. I have no idea. But none of the doctors knew this, even when I had to tell like 4 individual doctors at different stages of the day. You're not allergic to anything, are you? Yes, I'm allergic to penicillin. You should know this. Like, it should be something. Yeah. After the 12 hours, and there was like, I think it's a teaching hospital, the Royal Stoke, is that a teaching hospital? Yeah. Which was evident, like the people lost my blood. Like, don't lose my blood. You know, which again is fine. It's perfectly fine. It's just, I think the attitude was, and they've probably been under horrible circumstances because of everything that's going on anyway.
Recently, yeah.
It wasn't like really busy, but I imagine for the past couple of months, it's been not a nice
Everyone's
time.
burnt out somewhere.
Yeah. So it's not a complaint thing. It's just like it wasn't that fun an experience, and that comes into relevance a little bit later. But they sent me home on that Tuesday morning when I went into A&E. Was in the afternoon anyway. They sent me home because they've tried taking my blood, but the test couldn't be done because my blood was too fat. Which was like a weird, like, okay, well, what do you want? Is there something I can do? And that was one of the reasons that I was brought into A&E, was because, do you know much about ketosis?
Some.
Keto diets?
Yeah.
So the idea of a keto diet, to go over it very briefly, is that you stop eating carbohydrates so that your body burns fat. The way it does this, your body can burn fat, but it usually burns sugars or carbohydrates because it's easier.
It's more efficient. Yeah.
If you want to burn fat, you have to release ketones into your bloodstream, which break down the fat. Which is great if you don't have much sugar, because if a diabetic has got ketones in their blood and they're eating carbohydrates, which they should be, then that means you're not breaking down the sugars. And if a diabetic has too high sugar that's not being broken down, you die.
Yeah.
You know, whatever coma, whatever stuff happens, failures. So I had that. So that's one of the reasons they sent me in. But so my blood was too fat, and they were like, well, or lipemic, I always forget the term. So they said, well, we can keep you in to do more tests because we want to see these tests, but it's just going to come back too fat again. You might as well go home. Because if something bad was going to happen, it would have happened while I was there. But since then, they've been like, well, check in with your GP, you know, because there's blood in my urine as well, like hidden blood. So you couldn't see it, but under a microscope, there's blood there. Fat and blood in the urine. Who's this guy? So they said, you check in with the GP, see what your GP says. I phoned my GP the next day. And this is what I mean by... And the GP phones me the next day, first of all. This is what I mean by there's not much communication. My GP phoned me because the A&E doctor told my GP that he needs to see me. So my GP phoned me to book an appointment. But they don't take appointments shorter than 2 weeks. So they phoned me to tell me that tomorrow morning I need to phone them up at 8 a.m. to book a same-day appointment.
Right.
And I said, well, why can't I just have an appointment tomorrow? It's not like I've got a weird ailment. A doctor has told you have to see me. Yeah. Because I'm pissing blood and I'm diabetic and I've got abdominal pain. Because there's not some kind of communication there. They were like, no, we just don't do that. So give us a call at 8 a.m. I was like, meanwhile, I'm like, I need to sleep, right? And I'm sleeping so much because I'm sick. They're like, so I'm setting alarms and waking up that we'll ring you back in an hour. Okay. Right. We can get you a telephone appointment at 11 a.m. Okay. They don't ring. They phone me, but the phone doesn't work. I phone them back. They go, oh, we'll just look into it, put me on hold. And then the practice closes, so they hang up. Just customer service wise, it's be like, I understand that if this was happening to somebody else, this could be a nightmare. For me, it's frustrating, but fine.
Yeah.
And then, so I've had a whole week, and that was on, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday I went back into A&E because my doctor then told me, oh, no, you should go to A&E. So my A&E doctor sent me to my GP, who's told me to go to my A&E doctor. And it's just
a whole thing.
Absolutely, and there's no diagnosis.
No,
it's just you've got abdominal pain. Like, yeah. Like, is that not a sign of something? Is that bad?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. I can live with this pain. I can deal with this pain. It's not too bad.
You need to make sure. You need to know what it is.
Yeah, there's just a feeling of
remove the mystery
I want to
from
live.
Yeah.
Diabetic. I'm having abdominal pain where my kidneys are.
Yeah.
Is that bad? Yes. Should I do something about it? Nah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I can live with that. But it made me a bit older, a bit more middle-aged.
Yeah. There's something making a noise downstairs. Is it the wind or is it a burglar?
Yeah. It's like how long have you had it? A week. Well, a week's bad. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. Like, just tell me to fuck off.
Yeah.
Which I'm perfectly happy with. Or be like, no, you need to keep on top of this. So after a week of this, and by say a week, 30 hours on average dealing with doctors this week. There's in waiting rooms or on the phone, all that kind of stuff. I just hit a point which made me feel like a grown adult old man of being like, it's nothing, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to a doctor anymore.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I'm going to eat loads of cauliflower and I'll learn how to use the cross trainer. That'll fix it. You know what I mean? I always thought before it was like an ego thing of like, no, I don't want people thinking I'm vulnerable, which is definitely part of it. That was a feeling I had of like, I'm tired of being looked at. Just leave me. I'll deal with it. But it's also just it's such a waste of time. Like unless because if I was started to bleed, I would go to a hospital.
Yeah.
If the pain became excruciating, I would go to a hospital. But now, even if the pain gets like a 7 or an 8. I'd just be like, fuck off. I've been in hospital with that already and they've done nothing.
Yeah.
That's not their fault. It's just there's not enough information.
Yeah.
So fuck doctors. I'll only go if I'm dying. So just gonna I quite like discomfort though. I don't like excruciating pain. That's demotivating for me. But
it's demotivating for most people.
But discomfort, I think, also demotivates some people, but I find it quite motivating.
It depends what kind.
Yeah. Testicular, no.
No.
So I had a brief bout of that, and I was like, no, it's demotivating. But like this gut pain, I just like I kind of want to start my own TV show of like kind of like a knockoff of an already existing T-shirt, being like, hi, I'm Nick. I've got abdominal pain, and this is the half marathon. And it's just me like, just doing everyday tasks but struggling and in pain.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt a bit older. It's a bit like, just fuck doctors. Just only if, there's before I'd put my hand up and been like, hey, something's going on. Yeah. I'm told I should get checked out. And now I'm just like,
confirm that you're not dying or getting kidney failure or anything. Then.
Well, that was the weird thing was with Tuesday, the confusion was the big one. I was like, well, shit, I've got families coming around. I better clean. They're like, there's no family. No one's coming to visit you. There's no one coming around or anything. It's just I just found myself doing stuff. It's like, well, that's strange. And then nausea, and then the pain was getting worse. And because I thought it was a hernia, increased hernia pain means very bad things. So I was like, okay, better check and see if there's a thing. But now that it's like, no, just fuck off unless it gets completely uncomfortable. Yeah. Completely undoable to do anything. And I can't walk properly. I'm using pain medication on it now. But like at the time, I couldn't really walk up downstairs very well. I'd be hunched over and stuff. But that's obviously a thing. Yeah. But just fuck off. Can't be dealing with it anymore. The week's as long as I can care about my own body. Yeah. To be now, I'm like, now I'm going,
a week's enough.
Learn to ski.
Longer than that, it's just greedy.
Well, it's just, I think it's unhealthy as well. Like mentally, when you're just like always trying to figure out what's wrong with you. You're so much wrong with everybody. You just go like, you're lucky to be alive. Just move on. And that's all I want to do is move on, just move away from it. And so now it's like, unless I'm collapsed and can't do anything, then I'll contact the doctors. But not going to be a thing now. And it just felt very old man. Yeah. Very old man.
You started back at the gym yet? Were you going to do that?
I was going to, and then I had abdominal pain. And I was just like, well, probably not the best. But now I'm like, all up for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been feeling it recently. Like, just had a proper itch to just be like I know I've got enough money coming in at some point to just lay it down on a whack instead of buying a new piece of kit or anything. Like, here's 300 quid. That's a year sorted. Yeah. The only weird thing is, it's still kind of weird by appointment only kind of thing. I think, well, at least for swimming, you have to book a half an hour slot. Yeah. It's something like that. The swimming, that'd bug me. But I do
I'm
want to
assuming
swim.
it's the same as weights as well, like cardio
Yeah,
machines. You
with
have
the
to
gym,
book a
it's
slot.
like I'll be going at unpopular times.
Yeah.
Just
Just because you're unpopular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't have to wait till after work.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely been getting an itch for that. I think as well. 'Cause like I say, the discomfort. I've been putting off getting back into running because there's a whole thing I have to do with running. I had bad feet and stuff because if you're overweight and you start running, it's just fucked up. But with the discomfort, I was like, "Fuck you!" This is the one thing it's telling me not to do is run. So I'm like, "Well, I'm going to go running." That's what I want to do. So I've got some old running shoes out of the closet and stuff. And I can start going back to doing that because I think that would help me feel better.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether steam rooms and sauna rooms are open, but that's what I'm really craving. And you can kind of get a sauna room feel from a good long run. So I'm trying to figure that stuff out. And then getting the weights out.
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to this week because of stupid cycle of on the phone to doctors at random points throughout the whole day or in A&E waiting on people, and your sleeping just gets, because I want to sleep like much longer because I'm sick or was injured. It was like trying to figure out a way of doing it, and I was just exhausted, knackered for the whole thing. But so I'm just gonna bench press it away.
Yeah,
that's the feeling.
Yeah,
it's just like just go fuck yourself. But it felt like I was grew a bit older as a person. Yeah, whereas before I was like, if you're something wrong, you should go to a doctor.
Yeah,
but now I'm like, well, not you.
Yeah,
just everyone else.
Everyone else.
That's an advice.
Yeah,
but I'll just run it under a cold tap. I don't care about this level of pain.
Yeah,
it's probably nothing. Just wait it out. You know what I mean? It felt like a weird realization of that's now acceptable in my mind. Yeah. Whereas before I was always like, no, responsible, get it sorted. But now I'm just like, I've lived long enough that if I die randomly, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? If I die because of abdominal pain, it's a weird thing to die from. There'll be a moment before that where I'll be like, I'll call an ambulance now.
In more morbid times, I have thought about like the episode that I would do. Like
when I'm dead
after you've died, like it would be a last
in the face
thing.
with a duck. Quack, because what he would have wanted.
It would be a final thing. Like I wouldn't carry on.
But you do one.
I do one. Yeah.
Want to address it.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
He's dead. Yeah.
What did he die from? Abdominal pain and not complaining.
Yeah.
Seems weird.
Yeah.
Confusion. Ugh.
Yeah.
But there's some weird people in the emergency room, as always. There's one guy with a bleeding hand.
Just no cuts, no nothing.
Just I found it quite right. Dementia is not the funniest of things, but a carer looking after somebody with dementia in a waiting room is pretty funny.
Yeah,
because she really didn't want to be there, which sounds bad, but it was just funny to see. She really wanted to go to McDonald's.
Which one, the carer?
The carer. So she was like, "Well, we're leaving now," and obviously the poor woman was like, "Is this your house?" I was like, "No, it's not my house. This is hospital curtains. Look, we should go to McDonald's, right? You're hungry, right?" It was that level of like. There's no red. Are you hungry? Not really. Yeah, you're hungry, aren't you? I mean, it's like, we should go to a restaurant. There's no restaurants open. Well, there's a McDonald's down the road. I don't like McDonald's. Oh, but there's no other restaurants open now, is there? I mean, you can go drive through. McNuggets. It's quite funny. And then, A&E's a strange place. It's decidedly unexciting.
For what, A&E?
Yeah, I think the area that I was in wasn't like the he's dying area. It was just like these people have come in.
Which just it's the waiting. Like in films and TV and stuff, like the guy gets hit with the axe. Now it's stuck in his arm or in his head or whatever. Like you don't see like the 2-hour wait where it's like just shit music in the background. This guy with an axe in his face, like trying to find something to read out of his good eye. Like
this is people falling asleep in chairs. Yeah, pretty much all it is. And give that more context. Every blood test took around 2 hours. And so when I got there, I was in there for about an hour. They did a blood, and I got there at like 4 a.m, 3 a.m. They took my blood, took 2 hours, and then they came back and said, "Oh, it didn't work. Let's do it again." So then they took some new ones. I haven't got a clip to play of you yawning.
No. It's fine. It's the first one.
Do apologize. I forgot to do the alarm. Yeah, giraffes. And then the second time they took my blood, 2-hour wait until they realised that they lost my blood. And then they did another one, 2 hours, and you're too fat. Your blood's too fat. You're not too fat, but your blood. So then it was like, we can keep you in here for another 2 hours. So there's a whole thing is just waiting around, which just makes sense. It takes time. for all this stuff to happen. It just doesn't feel like a well-oiled machine that well.
Yeah.
Because every time it was like, yeah, I'm diabetic. Are you diabetic? Yes. The last one I went in, I think, was a real green student.
Yeah.
Because like he was like, he tried to catch me in some kind of weird conspiratorial lie. He was like, so where's the pain? I said, well, it feels like exactly where my appendix was.
Right.
He says, oh, so have you had your appendix removed? Yeah. Okay. So what side of your body was your appendix removed? And I was looking at him and I was just like, above? I don't know. I was laying down when they removed it. No, what side of your body did they take your appendix from? Well, where the appendix is.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. What?
What are you on about?
I guess there's some people who think they've had their appendix removed when in fact they've had their liver removed. I don't know, whatever it would be.
Is it to catch out people who are in there trying to score painkillers or something?
Maybe, but I think it was just like a misdiagnosis. Like some people think they've had something when they haven't.
Yeah.
And then I left. He came. Oh, actually, I need to see the scar. We're like, okay.
What?
And then I showed him that I pulled up my stomach. He said, I can't see it. I said, well, it was a keyhole surgery, so it's not like your typical smiley face scar. Well, where is it then? Well, it's kind of healed, and it was 3 years ago. And yeah, you can see a little bit of a scar there. And he went, it's in the middle. It's like, I had it done here.
Yeah.
You can look, I've got a record, right? You can look at it. Well, that's what I mean by miscommunication. It feels like, when they looked at my medical record, they either didn't look at it or they just had it for later reference.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just went, he's diabetic and he had his appendix removed 3 years ago. Or has he had his appendix removed? Let's have a look. Yes, he has.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by a not very well-oiled machine. But it's still good. It's just, after a week of it, I was like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'll deal with it my own way. Leave me alone. Eat some cauliflower or something. So yeah, I'm all for the NHS. It's just, there were nurses being knobheads. Not knobheads, but just, I wasn't in the mood.
Yeah.
Like, so they were telling me off for getting up and getting water. One of my symptoms is extreme thirst. So I'm never satiated. So I'm going up and drinking water. Like, you shouldn't be walking around. There's a pandemic going on. Okay, can I bring this water in with me? Yes, but don't take too much. Well, then I'll have to keep on coming back to get more water.
Yeah.
Are you saying don't drink water when you're dehydrated? No, that's not what we're saying. Okay, then I'm just going to keep on getting water.
Yeah.
Fine. And then I had to get a certain scan where I had to have a full bladder, so I needed to drink even more.
Right, yeah.
And the doctor told me, I came out, and I said, can I take these 2 jugs of water? She said, yes. I walked around. The nurses told me I shouldn't be doing that. And I was like, the doctor just told me to do this. Just I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
But again, it's not a criticism. It's just in the realisticness of it all. If it's not clear cut what the problem is.
So you don't, if they don't have like a good system in place, I don't even know what a good system would be.
Well, just more modernised. It's that whole thing.
To track the health of however many thousands or hundreds of people are in there at any one time. Like, what do you do?
Just take something like, it's probably still all paperwork, right?
Yeah.
And you go, it's probably one of those things where there's so much to do that to transfer it from paperwork to digital is dangerous. You might lose some information. You might misplace some things. So they still have to do this. And you go like, just wear a bracelet that said peddler, which happens when you get admitted. But when I was in A&E, it was just like, look, why can't you see this?
I thought companies were making a big push for that, weren't they? Like, I think Apple tried something at some point, and you can input all your information and details and stuff onto like your Apple Health as far as everything that's wrong with you and stuff, and then I think you can read it from smartwatches and stuff like that.
There's probably a conspiracy of private healthcare will do all that kind of thing, probably. And I haven't had private care for me, but I went along with somebody who did, and it was a very strange, very weird process.
Yeah.
You want to come in now? If you're booking a GP appointment. Yeah, sure. They come and they give you tea and biscuits.
Yeah.
It was like, this is fucking weird.
Well, they want you,
but
guess what you're paying for it.
Yeah,
like
exactly. But not that, for the GP, I think it was like 50 quid to see a GP.
Yeah.
Which, if you're really feeling rough, can be a good thing. So I think they probably do that in the private world or whatever. But yeah, not knocking it. It was just, the whole experience put me off talking to doctors. Yeah. Unless I don't have to speak, they can see what the problem is. So yeah, there's part of me now. It's like, I'm just going to run under a cold tap. Leave me alone. Anyway, that was a lot of Jesus Christ. I'll try. I've got so many articles, mate, and we've got to wrap up at a certain time. So I'll burn through some of them. Some Stoke news to begin with. Did you know, this is an article heading, tell Staffordshire police who shot Faith, 14, in the face, and you'll get a £1,000 reward. So if you saw who shot Faith in the face, then you can maybe get £1,000.
Well, if we don't offer a reward, no one will tell us.
Half the article was about how they increased the reward from £620 to £1,000. So in Stoke, it wasn't like a gun. It was like a pellet of some kind. She survived getting shot in the face.
Right.
But they're still looking for people. Schoolgirl Faith Tatton needed surgery to her cheek at the Royal Stoke University Hospital after a pellet smashed into her face near a reservoir. What Faith is going through is horrific. She believes someone was going to kill her and is petrified. Well, yeah, she got shot in the face. Yeah. She's now having counselling. She's afraid to go out through the door. I'd be afraid to go outside too if I was shot in the face. She couldn't sleep for a week and she keeps feeling like someone's going to shoot her. That's because someone shot her.
Yeah, in the face.
Somebody knows who fired the gun. If they come forward and said it wasn't intentional and made an apology, that would help Faith a lot in her recovery. Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's say it.
You'll still get arrested.
Somebody knows who fired the gun.
Yeah. So, like, even as the person who fired the gun,
right?
You know, someone's going to know.
We'll give you £600.
Yeah. And if you say you're sorry, then I get what they're saying, right? The person, they're going to be charged with attempted murder.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether it'd be attempted murder, but grievous bodily harm or whatever it would be.
I don't think that's how the law works.
No, they wouldn't be let off.
You're sorry.
No, just that would help her recovery.
Yeah, you know. And here's £1,000 towards your court bills.
Or like for you grassing up your mate, or for you seeing something. It doesn't have to be the shooter.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it. Did you? Yeah, she was over there. He was over there.
And it's like, I get it, right? If you were shot in the face, all the thoughts that would go through your mind are paranoia about not wanting to go outside. If it was like, oh, it was just a freak accident, or it wasn't somebody hunting you for weeks, or it wasn't, you know, all the craziness could be put to bed, that would help you recover. So it kind of makes sense.
I got a thing. Sorry,
you got shot in the face?
No. I got a thing last night. I was setting the hot tub up yesterday. Got it all cleaned out and everything, and got it filled up. And was like, okay, before I go to bed, I need to go out and plug it in so it will heat up overnight. I completely forgot, and it got to like 1:30 in the morning. And you know, you have that thing where you're like, I can't do this. I can't do this thing that you do because I wouldn't be ready. I think you're vulnerable to an attack.
Right.
You reference that kind of thing a lot.
Yeah, I have that a lot.
So it got to like 1:30 in the morning, and I went outside. And I was like dressed for bed at that point. It's like just in my in my fucking boxing shorts, just went out back, and like I just felt, I was like, this doesn't feel.
Yeah, you don't feel secure.
No. And then I looked behind me, and the garden gate was open.
Right.
Like, I don't remember doing that. And
the demons are coming.
Yeah, and then suddenly all your senses are just like absolutely on fire, and something moves somewhere behind you, and I was like, the door's open. Someone's gone into the house behind me.
Right, yeah.
I need to go back into the house and find something and lock all the doors and hunt them out.
Yeah.
So I was like, I went like fuck this, fuck the hot tub, went back in, locked all the house, and like grabbed something heavy and was just like checking every room, like, no, clear.
Yeah.
Fine, it's fine. Like, I don't get that shit like very often, but like I suddenly got that thing. It's like, I'm vulnerable.
Yeah, I get that when I make my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's a good thing to do, though. It's like, it's a good thing to be reminded of every now and then.
Yeah.
Is that you are at risk, as in you are.
The gate's open. I came up to the back of the garden with the conservatory door wide open. I wasn't looking at it. Someone could have gone into the house.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's good to have those things fire. Yeah. You're like, oh, okay, it makes sense and it's healthy and it's good. It's just it can be not the easiest to then. Oh, I'm gonna go to bed now, because you'd be like, no, because. Yeah, something like that.
Check everything out first.
Yeah. Did you kill him in the end?
There was no one here. Okay, so it was all right. Well, I didn't find them. I didn't check the attic.
Someone crouched in the corner. Yeah. No, it's good though. Yeah, I like that. I like the odd spur of adrenaline. It's that thing of feeling vulnerable.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of feeling vulnerable. Even in like a lot of intimate situations, I've been told. I've started talked about Hinge and dating a little bit recently. I've been told a few times I'm very hard to read, and I think that's because I don't want to open up and be vulnerable.
To be read.
Yeah, it's like I do, but it's like it's not. My natural state is to not expose any vulnerability. So I can't say that, I once laughed at an episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, because then what if then they know? And then
that has consequences.
Yeah, exactly. Salem, the cat. Talking cat, fucking hilarious.
Oh.
Just can't, there's a whole thing. But yeah, always good to know the paranoia's on the prowl. But yeah, sorry, that was the end of that article about that girl who got shot in the face. If you saw it, you could win $1,000. It's a weird prize.
See a shooting, win $1,000.
So other Stoke medical news. Yep. Paramedics have confirmed that a man died after being hit by that train. He's dead. Yeah. And this is another thing of like, I get that it has to be an administrative process. If someone gets hit by a train, and I don't know about this specific case, but I know that if you get hit by a train fast enough, you explode.
Yeah.
Right.
He's dead. You burst. How'd you know? He's everywhere. But
they have to send a medical professional in to confirm. Do you know what I mean? And it's a process. It has to be done for the paperwork. But I just find just like the interesting world of a paramedic. Is he dead? Where's his neck? I'll take a pulse. Yeah. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah. It's just his neck is the idea of his neck is still in the air somewhere. Yeah. So, no, he's dead. Took his pulse. He's dead. That's that article. Good old Stoke. More Stoke. There's lots of Stoke-on-Trent stuff. I love having an argument. Sometimes. And largely similar to this guy. A Stoke-on-Trent mechanic set fire to his toilet roll after his girlfriend refused to have sex. Right then. You got a headache? Well, I'm going to burn your toilet roll. Yeah. Just, again, it's that thing of you growing chilies. Why are you growing chilies? Why is he burning toilet roll?
What's the connection?
Because his girlfriend is denying him sex. That makes sense. Cause and consequence, causality, whatever it is. But I'll read through a little bit, because he was high on weed, apparently, which seems like a weird... It's something that doesn't quite fit.
Why would you set fire to things when you've...
Well, I can kind of get to grips with that. But like, I can't get the anger behind it. Yeah. But drugs affect people in different ways, right? So it must be true that these things happen. Cannabis user Mark Turnbull set fire to a toilet roll because his partner would not have sex with him. The 36-year-old threatened to burn down the house after losing his temper. On weed?
Yeah.
Fair enough, whatever. He then went downstairs and set fire to the toilet paper, which he then put on the sofa. Yeah. Now that's weed I can understand. Yeah. So, fuck you, I'm burning... Oh, 1 sec. Just watching telly. Sod you, I'm burning the toilet roll. In April, she had personal difficulties because her partner was dying. Her father was dying, and she was preoccupied with her father, and she didn't want to have intimate relations with the defendant. He had little or no sympathy with that, and so took it out on the toilet roll.
So what? The thing with me is, why bother saying that he'd... Why use this as a way to kind of frame cannabis use? He's clearly a fucking dick.
Yeah. Like, regardless of drug ingestion.
If I had a beer and then went and shot somebody, it's not got nothing to do with the fact that I had a beer.
Yeah, it is certainly a pre-aligned opinion on weed, and then putting it into this article for whatever reason.
Cannabis user Mark, whatever the fuck his name is,
sets fire
to his toilet roll because his girlfriend wouldn't have sex with him. It's like, well, if he's comprehending all this, then he's clearly an asshole. Already, like, without the weed.
To be fair, she did attempt to calm him down by giving him a hug. That's not going to calm him down. No. Just a heads up. Yeah. I understand the sentiment behind it, but if you're all hormonal and stuff... Yeah. Then more physical contact is going to confuse things. Not that she did the wrong thing. No. He did the wrong thing. He set fire to the toilet roll.
Absolutely. And, like, I mean, if you've already set fire to the house, like, don't keep him in there. Like, if you want to calm him down, maybe get out of the house.
And then, like, I think, again, they're saying that she calmed him. She gave him a hug and tried to bring him up. Because things were on fire. Yeah. I think she had kids. Kids ran out the house. Right. Like, Mum, get out the house. And she tried to calm it down by taking him upstairs assumingly to have sex while the police were called.
Right.
But your house is on fire.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No,
I'm not trying to victim blame. It's just this is a very strange story.
Not with your kids outside watching you
burn to death
in a blazing inferno of sex and weed and like toilet paper.
To finish it off, it says the police arrived and the defendant was arrested. He was in possession of cannabis and a grinder. It just feels so ill-informed. It feels so ill-informed.
Yeah.
So
there was a beer in the fridge.
Yeah, he had a bottle opener and a bottle. All right, fine. Like, yeah, just I get it, but yeah, it feels like they're really putting this under the green light kind of thing. But yeah, I quite like that if you have an argument set by the toilet roll. I've always liked arguments. The more ridiculous, the better. And I think that setting fire to toilet roll is inspired.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that. I'll do that next time.
It's the step up from putting the clock in the freezer or whatever you put in the bread in the washing machine. I can't remember. It's
just things, little calling cards I used to do at your uni house.
Yeah.
I will skip through some because I didn't mark through to skip. Well, Americans are being warned against drinking hand sanitizer after 4 people have died and others left blind.
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't sure why people were doing it.
Yeah. Clean. If you can clean an oven, you can clean me.
Well, that's what I do. I think that's what people think. It's like, well, this stuff can kill viruses, so it's like, well, yeah, but so does fire. So just set yourself on fire.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's people looking for a court case,
Yeah.
But you've died. You're not going to really get that much money.
No.
To do something with. But hey ho. Oh, my camera's died.
Oh.
Or stopped. I have no idea when. So yeah, I've cut out at some point and only just realised. Let's see when that was. Whew.
Oh, bees.
Fuck me, it's hot though.
It is.
Like as hot as the hot one from before.
From before, yeah. Hawaiian shirt day.
Yeah. Let me just have a quick look.
And now there's people talking in the background.
Oh, could have been cut out for a while. We'll see. Anyway, people are drinking hand sanitizer. So don't do that. That's bad. People are dying. All of them, aged 21 to 65, had drunk hand sanitizer containing methanol, an ingredient deemed not acceptable by the Food and Drug Administration.
So has this been a spike of people drinking it recently?
Yeah.
And
because of COVID, I guess.
Right.
They're like, clean your hands and drink it.
Well, it's just like you used to get like, you still get like homeless people drinking antifreeze and shit.
Yeah, but
to get drunk.
Oh, okay.
It's got ethanol in it.
Maybe, yeah. Could be, I guess. Could be trying to get drunk, but it feels like they're doing it just out of stupidity.
Yeah.
So it feels like they're just doing it to become clean. If you can clean an oven.
Yeah.
Probably be able to clean themselves. It's time for, I can't remember if I can do this, but maybe.
Oh, God.
If I go away. Oh, yeah. We'll try that one more time.
Oh, no.
Time for sponsors. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. 3, 2.
Arcadius Demolition. Are you tired of your house standing around all the time? Is your car too tall or your train ride too intimate? Call Arcadius. Arcadius?
Arcadius.
Call Arcadius. Armed solely with a sledgehammer and a smile, he delights in pummeling problems away. Now, with government backing, you can explore the more affordable, more reasonable solution to tackling the current pandemic. Has your house lost its sense of smell? We'll smash it. Car got a fever? We'll crush it. Train journey not socially distancing? We'll airlift it into an active judgmental volcano. Don't worry about language barriers. Arcadius doesn't understand any languages, so just... I'm going to do that one again.
All right.
Don't worry about language barriers. Arcadius doesn't understand any known languages, so just call and prepare for impact. Warning, Arcadius. Or is it Arcadius?
Arcadius, there you go, yeah.
Warning! Arcadius! Arcadius is currently going through a divorce and postnatal depression, so may bring children to locations, scream obscenities about Anastasia. About Anastasia or experience feelings of guilt, loss of interest in the world around him. Arcadius Demolition. Find him before he finds you.
There was a guy in the emergency room called Arcadius or something like
really?
that. And I just thought, what a great name. And he didn't speak any known language. So, like, the doctor would come out and be like, so we've had the scans back. And he would go, oh. He'd get out his phone and there'd be someone on the other phone. Oh, like, you go, Arcadius. Whatever. What a brilliant name. But yeah, it might be suffering from postnatal depression. That's just a theory. From me. So yeah, that's in reference to an audience thing that they've sent in. Did you know it's now government policy to demolish your house if you've got COVID-19?
What?
They've got the rights to local councils can now demolish your house, your car, or your train if they feel like you've got the disease.
What? That's not.
Let me read the article to be sure, right? So, councils and public health officials now have the power to demolish buildings and even homes infected with coronavirus. It has emerged as a last resort for preventing the spread of the disease. Powers granted to local authorities with the permission of a magistrate could see anything from a car to a train destroyed. How does this help? Unless the people who contaminated it are within it.
Yeah.
You just demolish a house because someone had COVID inside it.
The bricks have still got it on them.
Okay.
They're not like as in
clean it.
No, as in if you demolish the house, like all the stuff in it is still there. It's just destroyed.
Yeah, it doesn't just give up.
Yeah, you can't sledgehammer a virus. Arcadius can.
Arcadius will. He doesn't understand any known languages, so he's just going to do it. Can't be stopped.
It's nonsensical. It's like
Yeah.
There was one Simpsons gag that I always absolutely fucking loved. I can't remember what episode it was from.
Yeah.
But he's reading parking tickets. He's like, you have 2 days to collect your car. You have 1 day to collect your car. Your car's been crushed into a cube. You have 2 days to collect your cube.
Yeah. Please move your cube. Yeah, that was like Homer Simpson became Mr. Burns' assistant.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, this revelation comes as Boris Johnson remains determined to avoid a second nationwide lockdown at all costs and has chosen to empower councils to properly enforce localised lockdowns. So, including demolishing your house.
Ridiculous. There was an instance. It's quite. I feel like it was quite prominent at the time, although maybe it wasn't. Where there was a guy, like a handyman, who'd left his tools in the back of the van, and he'd left the window open a bit. And the council came along and said, "Well, we can't have that. Have your window open like that. It's going to get broken into. You're going to attract crime." So they crushed his car.
They might smash your car up. Let's smash his car up.
It's odd solutions to it's like
Yeah.
in some way when you mesh the rules together in a weird way, it makes sense. In a like,
there has to be one case that it makes sense.
It's a completely nonsensical situation where anybody would be like, "Why are you crushing the guy's car into a cube or whatever?"
Yeah.
Like, but they're like, "Well, because we can't have things in the neighborhood that attract crime." Like,
Yeah.
Well, then ask him to move it.
Why would you demolish a train?
Yeah.
Because people had COVID on it. Clean the train.
Yeah.
Decommission the train for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to? Crushing it doesn't solve it.
No.
The disease the disease is crush proof.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Find a virus, just squeeze it.
Yeah, I can't think of a single reason why demolishing a house is going to help stop the spread.
No.
Unless the people are inside it. And I don't think that's the case. It's just, why? Under threat of having your house demolished?
Yeah.
Maybe, but even then, just evict them. Why'd you have to crush them? Get out your car. No, well, fine. We'll crush it. Get Arcadius on the job. The law says local authorities can make an application to a justice of the peace in the magistrate's court to impose restrictions or requirements to close contaminated premises, close public spaces in the area of the local authority, detain a conveyance or movable structure, disinfect or decontaminate a premises, or order that a building, conveyance, or structure be destroyed. So,
Right.
Okay, maybe if there was a place where all the COVID kept on going to, you could destroy that place.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't make any sense.
No.
It just feels like administrative stuff. People just copied and pasted it from something else.
Yeah.
And it included demolishing something.
Yeah.
You know, like what's the lores et ipsum? You've probably had that, right? Where like terms and conditions.
Yeah.
There's a standard lorepus ipsum.
Lorem ipsum dorum thing.
Yeah,
It's
something
like
like that. Where people
filler.
just have it. Yeah, just put it in.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's that. They just copied it from, I don't know, some other construction paper and said,
Yeah.
we'll put it in there.
Yeah.
It's like, but you can't. You're fine. Okay.
I mean, okay,
Red tape.
so instances where it makes sense, it doesn't make sense, but instances where I kind of understand, like with this, I know when all this kicked off, there was a big stink about there was about people still gathering. So like there was a skate park in California that they covered in sand,
Right.
to stop the kids using it. It's like, well, this is so. I guess if demolishing a public structure is, it's still don't do that. Like what a complete waste of money.
Yeah.
But like if it's to stop people using a space like that, then I can see a through line of sense. It's not,
but it's such
what
an
I would
escalation.
recommend anybody should do.
Yeah, it's like putting landmines in the skate park.
Yeah.
Demolish, crushing your house.
Yeah.
It just seems like, whoa, that's such a few steps until
People
we get
keep gathering here. Yeah.
Let's
we live
blow
here.
it up. But you've got COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
This is where
self-isolate.
I come to recover.
We're not meant to leave the house.
Yeah.
And you're going to crush it. It just seems...
Bring in the house crusher.
Yeah. And
Arcadeus.
it seemed great. Yeah. Oh, and lastly, from the audience, if my computer decides to activate, a shaman who claimed to control crocodiles has been killed by crocodiles. This is quite an old article, but I found it. It seems quite funny. The listener sent in the video of his death. Oh, pretty good. Ironically, he went into the water to control the crocodiles away so they could find a corpse.
Control them away.
I can control crocodiles.
Yeah.
All right.
Go in.
Yeah, apparently he was chanting, and
Attracting attention. Drawing the ire of the
Teasing them.
dinosaurs.
and they just dragged him underwater and he drowned. They didn't dismember him.
That's crocodiles. what
As he well knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a whole weird thing
That is
about
some
big
balls.
animals.
Like, it's
isn't
not
there?
even some balls. That is some fucking straight up disillusion.
Well, the thing is, right, with big animals,
Delusion.
with all these big animals, like people deal with tigers and all these kind of things, is if you get the timing right, everything's fine-ish.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty safe to go in a lion enclosure with a well-fed lion.
Yeah.
If so long as like it might have a relationship with you, that's why you got people going into these cages sometimes. So maybe the guy just always was chatting with really satiated crocodiles.
Yeah.
And then this one, even though they just killed somebody, were like, fancy another?
Yeah.
This guy's chanting. Shamans are great. I'm all for shamans, mate. And if a shaman wants to volunteer for something, do it.
Yeah.
It's just going to be interesting no matter what happens. Let's do it. Have you ever been tempted by a shaman?
Only on Populous.
Oh, okay. That's a good old
it's-
school reference. Yeah.
The shamans were fun. Go and convert everyone's people. Great. Bring them back.
Well, like there's all these what's the Sweat Lodge? I think became a bit more popular in the early 2000s. They're about in the UK. You can get shamans for those. Same as like hallucinogenic experiences. Shamans still dib and dab in that.
Yeah, that one interested me. Like
Ayahuasca trips,
the going
etc.
into the jungle with a guide, a spirit guide or something, a spiritual guide. I can't remember what they call them. and they just give you a series of stronger and stronger teas.
Yeah,
or
I think
something.
they're called shamans, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, they that kind of guidance kind of still works. But yeah, fuck it, go for the crocodiles.
Yeah, I'm just not a spiritual
you.
person.
We've
But
gone through
I
this.
do want to see a guy get eaten by an alligator. So I'm torn.
I mean, I object, but he's objected my objection, so go ahead.
Let's see where this goes.
I tried.
Yeah.
I tried to stop him, but hey, he was really adamant, so I let him do it.
Yeah.
Seems fair enough. But yeah, that's me this week.
All right. Couple of headlines, and from crocodiles to alligators. National Geographic has stated this week that alligators make terrible pets. Yeah.
Unless you're a talkative shaman with better chance than this guy.
Yeah. You're basically dealing with a dinosaur.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So you know how Texas has the tiger thing?
Yeah. For listeners, Texas has got more tigers in it than the world.
Yeah, than there are in the wild.
Yeah,
anywhere
in the wild. Yeah.
Like, so it's not quite that bad, but there are likely 5,000 alligators being kept as pets in Michigan.
Isn't Michigan like the hunting foresty? I don't know.
It's not typically
Boston,
home
Michigan?
to alligators. Like,
You would think
they haven't
Florida,
even got
wouldn't you?
like
Yeah.
a team called the Gators or anything.
I don't know. Their baseball team is the Red Sox. How did they get red? I don't know. Is Michigan Boston? I can't. Boston, Michigan?
No, Michigan, Detroit.
Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. Michigan is the state, so it's Detroit.
Yeah.
It's like north. It's on the border
Yeah.
of Canada. Alligators.
So many crocodiles.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions. Well, now I guess Texas is lions, so
Yeah.
I guess now we're alligator crocodiles.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem
but
like a great
people
pet.
keep getting them as pets, and then like they're like,
Yeah.
oh, this thing's 14 feet long, and I have to feed it like $150 worth of dead chickens every month.
Like
Like,
that micro pig thing. People didn't realise that they're just pigs
yeah,
and they will grow to pigs.
yeah.
And so
So they just go to like a local lake and like, there you go, be free. Like people coming by, like, where are all the ducks?
Well, they haven't, and they've got undrinkable water
In Flint, yeah.
in Michigan, right?
Oh, have
Flint,
they?
Michigan.
Oh yeah,
Flint is in Michigan.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they've got they've got 5,000 crocodiles and a water, and no wonder they can't get the water supply. It's
Yeah.
guarded
Yeah.
by dinosaurs. Yeah. Yes, fucking crocodile. I've never really gotten the reptile fascination.
No,
but I've never
I
really gotten the feline fascination.
Don't understand it. But then someone else said, like, well, yeah, they are kind of dinosaurs, but then so are birds.
Yeah, chickens,
But it's like, well, a
etc.
bird, a parrot, like, it'll give you a bad bite. It's not going to eat you. Like,
It's not going to take your leg.
It'll be an annoying twat, maybe, but like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna kill your family.
I'm trying to think if there was something there's nothing I've really got that I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Apart from artistic comedy film stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not, I think some people are like, find snakes really cool and they like watching snakes because
Yeah.
they find watching snakes cool. But like pets for me are about interaction.
Yeah.
So like dogs interacting with dogs. And I guess you can't have, well, I guess I can't have that kind of interaction with a reptile.
Yeah.
And it's more about admiring the animal.
I think this is probably just my own hang up about the kind of people that have reptiles and stuff. But like, I feel like someone has a snake in order to tell you, I have a snake.
Right.
Like-
Same reason someone gets a gooseneck coffee pot. Oh, I've got a gooseneck coffee pot.
Maybe.
It's too hot.
yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Coffee, jibe, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
feel
a
like this
talking
is-
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like
Maybe.
there's a certain degree where it's like this makes me interesting, and I don't have to love it because it can't love me. It's not like a dog where like if I don't like it, I feel bad.
Yeah. Well, it just feels like there's less interaction. You can still interact with a snake.
Well, I
Or a reptile.
used to keep fish, and I probably will do again at some point because I quite enjoy it. But I always said like it's like there are certain ones that you can get that seem to have a bit more going on, but not most of them. Most of the time, to me, fish was like gardening; it was maintaining an environment.
And while you could watch the fish, you wouldn't really interact. Like you don't feel like there'd be a bond. No. I guess that's the same. I guess that's what I'm saying about reptiles. Is like you could sit if you had a fish tank in here, you would feed it. There'd be a ritual of feeding it, cleaning it, whatever. But the main thing you'd get out of it is when you're thinking, you might look at the aquarium, and you'd see that movement. I guess that's what people have with crocodiles. Is like when they're feeling pensive, they go in the garden and watch the crocodiles for a bit. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's not
this
like
is relaxing.
Yeah, it's not like you watch telly with your crocodile, although maybe you would. Yeah, but yeah, it doesn't feel like there's that. Yeah, I mean, I watch telly with my dog, and my dog does react to. My dog barks at the moon when it comes on telly, and she really did not trust Planet of the Apes. Like early on, she was like, "Fucking hell," barking at shit. Stop swinging in them trees. You're wearing clothes. You know, whatever.
It was But yeah, they also said like most people can't look after alligators properly. It's like, well, yeah, no, I get that. Like they won't have enough to feed them and all of that because you are feeding a dinosaur. Like it is that kind of shit. But they also said like they need a body of water that has enough depth for them to float in order to ease stress on their organs. Apparently, if they stay out of water and just sit, they just collapse. They're too heavy. Yeah, like so they collapse on themselves. Is why they spend so much time in water. But most people just buy like a paddling pool, and then when it outgrows it, they just take pictures like, "Oh, isn't this a laugh?" Like, my giant alligator doesn't fit in the hot tub
when you
anymore.
think about reptiles, like turtles, tortoises are smaller. Yeah, they're still reptiles. Yeah, right?
Another one like affection, none. Like there's nothing.
But there's more personability. It feels like
this seems like more personality, maybe.
Like you could feed a tortoise. Yeah, and you could have that enjoyment of feeding your tortoise, watching your tortoise chill. Yeah, around the house. Yeah, you wouldn't have that as much with a lizard, but maybe you would. I have no idea. Yeah, but like I say, I don't understand the feline thing, so I think it's just whatever taps into you. Yeah,
I feel like cats at least have a personality.
I've only seen them with other cats. That's the only time I've seen them with personality. If I see a cat on its own, I'm just like,
what nothing. Are you?
Yeah. It's my own issues.
Don't push your slower friends down in an attempt to save yourself from a bear. The National Park Service has advised.
Right, again. Right, we've got to put an announcement out. Well, what's the advice then? Just both get killed.
Well, what they said is, as a follow-up, if you come across a stationary bear, move away slowly and sideways.
Move sideways.
Yeah, this allows you to keep an eye on the bear and avoid tripping. Moving sideways is also non-threatening to bears because I guess they've never seen a crab.
Less threatening than backwards. Yeah. Obviously, approaching it is more threatening. Yeah. So don't approach it.
Don't approach it.
But yeah.
Do not run. But if the bear follows, stop and hold your ground. Dogs, they will chase fleeing animals. Yeah, yeah. Apparently, dogs and bears are related in some way as well. Like they're from the same sort of family.
Fair enough. Probably believable.
Stop and hold your ground. Same place, yeah. Do not climb a tree.
No, and they climb trees very fast.
A slower friend down.
Well, I do certainly believe the if you were confident enough, you could be very likely to keep it at bay. Yeah, there's a really weird thing with animals like that. I've experienced bits of it. I think it's really true. Of like, if you run, they'll just chase you out of instinct. Yeah, they'll just chase something. Whereas if you like tell it to fuck off, then it won't know what to do or how to act. Yeah. So it'll be more cautious than instinctively chasing you. Yeah. So yeah, can I understand. Same thing with dog. Like if you approach a dog, like how you treat a dog, there's loads of stuff going on that like if it nips you. Like I went around someone's house. They had a very small, I can't remember the breed of dog, but quite a small dog. It was quite yappy, and it nipped me on the face. Like it went and tried to nip me on the face as like whatever it was doing. But the fact that I didn't react at all, it got very confused and like was like, oh okay, I get okay, fine. Yeah, I guess you lead. It's a really weird to see those cogs turn in its mind. Yeah, where it's like. It thought if it attacked me and I reacted in a certain way, he'd be like, "Oh, now it's on." Yeah, but it was more like a Jedi Padawan thing or whatever. So like, it's definitely a thing with animals. Yeah, just the bowls you'd have the risk. It's still mighty. It might just kill you for funsies.
Yeah,
but I guess you could try and be confident with it. Stop pushing your friends down. It's not good for their mental health.
Yeah, well, it's just the moving sideways. Like
you're still gonna like if the logic is keep an eye on the bear and
sidestepping away.
Yeah, like you still can't see where you're going if you're keeping an eye on the bear actively.
Or just wander off as though you haven't seen it. Then you're not running away.
Maybe
it's got no reason to chase you if it doesn't think you're running away from it.
Yeah,
maybe. But I mean, who am I to question the park service on how to react around a bear? I suppose.
This whole bison thing is it's gonna be those exact type of things with the bison in southeast England in the years to come.
Yeah,
longer legged.
And finally, in the headlines, I was going to do a scum, but I think there's about another 20 minutes there, and I'm going to die if I stay in here much longer. Yeah. So finally from me, a kindergarten cop screening has been cancelled in Oregon, accused of glorifying police traumatizing children. Yes.
Oh yeah, there's been so much of this.
It's amongst all this whole kind of defund the police thing, which which is completely nonsensical to me, but it's still just don't show anything that's pro-police. He's yelling at a child. It's a movie.
Who is your daddy and what does he do? Daddy, eh? Well, what about single mothers? Whatever.
Doesn't he protect the kids from a shooter, from an active shooter? Doesn't he do that?
Shouldn't that happen more in America?
Yeah.
Non-successful active shooters?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just people.
I mean, it's in Oregon, so it's just the dick capital of everywhere.
Followed closely by Seattle's Chad, which was unexpected.
Well, it's in the same state. It can all be burnt down.
It's not the same state.
Is it not? Oh, no.
But they're neighbouring states.
They're neighbouring, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just set fire to that whole bit. It's fine.
I like Seattle.
We said a while ago that Oregon was always on fire. Seattle won't burn down. It's too much rain. But Oregon can fucking die.
But yeah, no, it's just chilled. It's it's just kids. You can't argue too much against it. But I guess you can't argue with such a ridiculous statement.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like you just go, it's a fucking film.
Yeah.
It's a film where good guy saves day, and he happens to be a policeman.
Show something we like. Well, why don't you go and
stop showing shows where policemen are good people? Like, why? Because they're not. Well, I think you're looking at it in a weird way.
Okay, so we need to figure out a way that stops this guy being a good person. He yelled at that child.
Yeah, but there's loads of it.
Traumatized that child.
Echoed, and it's just point scoring, isn't
nonsense.
It? Yeah, it's just finding anything that sounds like an original idea.
Yeah.
And then just, this is my original idea. It's like, no, that idea's been done for years.
Yeah.
And it's not effective. It's just... But this cancel kindergarten cop.
Yeah, you're a moron. Nobody cares. We'll watch it on our own.
But it's just what you're going to do. It's just there's part of me that just wants to understand and to help. That's a lot my instinctive reaction, as well as don't be vulnerable, machete these people.
I don't believe in what they're doing.
No, but like help them with their pain because they're obviously in pain.
Yeah.
So you go like, well, what's the deal? Like, if somebody is wounded and they're taking it out on a screening of Kindergarten Cop, you go, I think you could be spent better, not even productive, just for your own health. You could be doing something much more effective.
Yeah.
I don't think cancelling that is going to affect anything. It just seems like I don't know what you're doing. It's no idea what you're doing. So yeah, it's one of those things where you just go, I don't know what to argue. You just go, okay. Fine. Again, getting older, don't want to see doctors, and I can't be asked with those conversations because it just goes, you're young, you're meant to spew bile, and so you can sift through it and figure out what it is you actually believe.
Yeah.
It's probably what it is, isn't it? Right? No, they don't know what they believe, so they're yelling at everything, and eventually something will resonate, and they go, okay, I believe in this. Now I can take this seriously. Instead of trying to... It's not that it should be...
Yeah.
I think the brief thing is, we said before that it might just be an age thing, right? Where... You're 18, you're 19, you're 23. We've said that like 27 is when we kind of felt like we were kind of adults.
Get in there, yeah.
But so there's a leeway given, I think, at least for us, where we go like, oh, you're still figuring stuff out. But they still need to have the consequences of being an adult because that's how you learn.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I just think people are just going to go,
like when this happens, you just need to be like, just tell them to shut up. Like, what you're doing is ridiculous. But nobody does it.
Well,
people do it privately.
Yeah. Well, it's because there's all this yelling on the internet, and you kind of go, well, if we just, we can add to the yelling, or we can just post a statement and be like, you're just not going to respond to any comments, but this is our stance.
Yeah.
Wait until they run out of energy and go to bed.
Yeah.
And we can start talking about real stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's definitely a whole phase that the world's going through. It's just people yelling and people waiting for the yelling to run out.
Yeah.
Now we can do that. Say they released the new Avengers film, or the new next film's gonna. Imagine Captain Marvel, right? When they decide, when the trailer came out for that, there was loads of yelling on the internet about an infinite stone amount of things.
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, we're going to release it anyway. Let's just wait until they've stopped screaming, and then we can put out the next bit until they slowly realise that they don't control the world.
Yeah.
And that they have to function within it. And then things are going to move along anyway. But yeah. No to Kindergarten Cop. It's not a real ferret. It was a real ferret. It's a good thing. Great film. Nostalgia film. It has been very hot.
It's been very warm. Let's wrap it up.
It's been so very warm.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done some of the articles justice, but
that's fine. No, I've got a whole. I can do it in a few days. It's fine.
Yeah. So, how do you think the sponsors went?
Good. I need to get my. I think it's just my reading. I didn't feel as confident with it this week. I don't know why. Yeah, well,
I think the heat is a big aspect, and I think as well they were kind of differently phrased, different attitudes.
Yeah,
they were more trying to do what I did before about trying to look at the, trying to get them related to the articles. So still playing around with it, still seeing how it goes.
Yeah, but no, enjoying it.
Still kind of alright. Yeah, play around with it a little bit more. And then, I think it's just funny that as things start to get back to normal and everyone's released out of the houses, people are, taking crocodiles and getting hit by hitting the face with a whale. So, slowly back to normal, and hopefully it's a bit cooler next week.
Yeah.
Start to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
So, that's us, episode 201.
Yeah.
So we are on... I've been at Nick Snip.
I'm at Sing It Steve.
Yeah, we're at Pulling Teeth Pod on Twitter and Instagram, or we're at Pulling Teeth Podcast on Facebook.
Yeah. You can email us at wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com, and you can find everything at pullingteethpodcast.com.
Yep, everything's on there, videos, contact stuff. We've also got an Amazon banner. If you need to go to Amazon, or if you want to buy something from Amazon anyway, if you come to our website first, and at the top right there's a little banner, if you click on that, then that will take you to Amazon. You do normal shopping, we get a kickback. Basically how it works if you want to support the podcast. A free way to support us if you would like. I think that's everything.
That's wrapped.
We're on YouTube as well. Like
YouTube,
and subscribe.
Spotify, iTunes, all the... it's a podcast.
You know they work.
Yeah. It's a lackluster ending to another episode. I'll see you later.
We're just melting.
Oh, God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.